Alright, alright. Welcome to the Snooze Alert Podcast. It's your host, King Savvy, and you got AJ 73. This is the best sports podcast in the world. Game knows game.
Let's get
Hey,
it.
and I have to start off by saying my brother showcased exactly how much game he knew last week. He was so on point. He's been so on point these last 2 weeks. You know, I got to give him all his credit. I'm grateful to even be able to say I witnessed him be right this much. You don't know how abnormal this is.
Whoa. This is the norm. This is the
No,
this is
it's not.
we don't normally get to have all this debate and the back and forth about because we be agreeing on the matchups.
This is true. This is true. This is true, man. I lost a couple bets. I'll end up doing my push-ups a little later, but I really wanted to start off. I wanted to get into it. First off, how you doing, brother? How you doing? You had a good
Hey,
weekend?
oh yes, it was a lovely weekend. And for all those out there, you know, I'm a man of God. So this weekend I spent some time at a men's retreat up in Estes
Oh,
Park, out in the woods, in a cabin. We had a good old time. I saw the elk, the deer, all that. Was all around them. Went on hikes. Hey,
yeah.
I even got to be the chef.
That
Hey,
boy know he can't cook.
hey, just because I can't cook for you, don't mean I can't cook for everybody else.
I ain't even gonna put you out there like that and how you tried to get rid of me. My boy tried to take his own cousin out. This is crazy.
Hey, at the time we didn't know you was my cousin.
Hey man, he like it wasn't like that. I didn't know you was my family. I was, you know what I'm saying? That was a subtle murder. Like,
So
yeah, man. All right, well, shoot, that's dope, bro. I'm glad you enjoyed your retreat. I forgot you said you was doing that this past weekend. You did tell me that a little minute ago. That's been in the works.
oh yeah, it was great. Great
That's what's
time.
up, bro.
You always
Shoot,
know it
well,
was great when I started trying to sing.
you were singing?
I look, we got a song we gonna come out here.
My boy was singing?
I had to write a 16, so I'm gonna
Word?
send it to you offline.
That's
I can't do
cool.
that right now.
Look,
I got musical talent right in front of me, so I gotta send it to him. He gotta look it over and help a brother out.
I'm
Cause
glad you
my musical talent is with instruments, not with my voice.
I'm glad you did that though, bro, because I really like that's dope, man. I've been talking about it. Uh, it's a project that I really want to get done. First of all, let me grab my charger from my laptop real quick. But I can keep talking. It's a project I really want to get done. Don't mind the bed, man. My my comforter is taking forever to dry. Yeah. No, we clean over here, player. Uh, I seen that. You thought you was slick. Thought you was slick.
I
Yeah.
was slick. What you talking
Nah,
about?
nah, nah. But it's dope that you actually wrote a 16 because I've been wanting to put a project together with all the demis. I don't think it doesn't even matter to me. It doesn't matter how good or bad y'all are. I think it'd just be dope to have my family on a tape, and it'll be something that our kids could laugh at. It'll be something that
Oh,
we could have when we old and be like, you remember when he said, and have it on file.
you you mean like good old Miami's mixtape back in the day?
Yeah, exactly. It's
What
like
was that, the 921
unforgettable.
crew or something like that?
It's unforgettable. That boy, what was it, Olsen? Greg Olsen was going crazy on.
You know they let you do
Yeah.
that on NCAA nowadays. For y'all who don't know, one of the
No, I
prompts
didn't
is,
know
hey,
that.
drop a mixtape with your friend. Hey, I got a beat, lay a track. Every time, I swear it's rigged. It says, "Nah, you did terrible. You lost fans. Your brand decreased."
Yeah, because you was probably on there saying some bull crap.
But all right,
Nah.
Savvy, what you got for us now?
All
We
right,
gotta
what
get
I
back to our
got?
games.
You right, you right, you right. I got Cam Ward's first touchdown, man. He got his first touchdown. He came close to a victory. I don't know. Did they win this week? Did they win?
No,
They came, but they was in a fight at first. I remember they did get, they did. The Rams did pull away. We said the Rams was gonna win that. We agreed on that one.
yeah, that was a little bit productive. That's all.
Yeah, but he got his first TD, bro. Got his first TD. That was dope.
So
Shoot,
let me
how you
see
feel
here.
about his performance, man? You looking at the stats now?
Um, I mean they was in a dogfight for a little bit, but I mean he's not a bad player. He's not gonna do bad. I don't.
Oh,
I'm not praying on his downfall. He he does what he needs to do. He's developing. He's in a low key. He's in a terrible franchise, but
mm,
he's doing what he got to do because the Titans franchise has struggled ever since the King left. So
this is true. I think it's a great sign that he threw his first touchdown before he threw his first interception. That's a great
yes, it's
sign, you know. And he's sitting at a good 50% on his completion rate right now, completion percentage. You know, he's starting off the season good.
he had a lot of help from Tony Pollard. You know,
Mm-hmm.
doing Tony Pollard things with 20 carries for 92 yards.
He did.
So you know, Tony Pollard's a good back, and Tennessee's a running system, so it helps. It's going to take a lot of the pressure off of him to help him develop as years go by. This season, by the end of the season, Cam Ward's going to look like a totally different quarterback. He's gonna be dotting people up, getting dubs, doing clutch things.
For sure. So how many wins you think the Titans gonna have by the end of this season?
7.
7. You stand on 7? I was
Yeah,
gonna say 5.
I think when it clicks for Cam, he gonna push it over that 5 mark.
Okay. So you so by the time so okay, by the time he gets his first win, will the Browns be starting a new quarterback? This is
What do you mean? They might start a
that's a
whole
good
new
roll
quarterback
in.
next week.
Yeah, see, that's a good roll into my next question because the Browns are struggling. I mean, they played okay in week one. You know, they played okay in week one. It wasn't too bad, but Joe Flacco threw 2 picks. And then he came out this last week and he threw another interception. So he has 2 touchdowns and 3 picks in 2 weeks. Uh,
Hey,
Dylan Gabriel got in there, went 3 for 3, and threw a touchdown.
hey, Dylan Gabriel. No, look, the Browns have a really, really good problem on a bad team.
I don't know if it's a bad team. I don't think the Browns are a bad team. I think the Browns are missing the cohesion on offense because of so much drama that was going on off the field and so much attention. They're a team who needed to grow in private, but there was so much attention on them during this off season. I feel like it caused a lot of I don't know, cause a lot of turmoil behind the scenes. You know, they may act like everything's okay, and it's like oh, but they wanted Kenny Pickett to start. That didn't go right. Then you have this QB battle for the rookies that weren't even they were never gonna start. But that's what's bringing all the attention to the
I won't
franchise
say they won't. They were never gonna start. It's just
to start off the season.
they look.
They were never
I
gonna
won't say
start the season off, bro.
that's cap. If you come out and ball out, they gonna give you the reins.
It wasn't gonna happen, bro.
Okay, if you
They
say
were
so.
all Joe Flacco was always number one over there, and unfortunately, he about to go right back to the bench. Uh, he going right back to the bench. Uh, okay, so like if Dylan Gabriel gets in there, okay, and he plays well because he went 3 for 3, but it was like it's an interesting space in where he went 3 for 3. Still, he got in, did well, but how do you think he would do as the starter for the Browns going against the number ones. We didn't see him get to go against the number ones in preseason.
I don't know. I think his production would drop. I think they should test it out. It's worth testing it out. You have Dylan Gabriel, Shador, and Joe Flacco. Y'all, they did it last season. They went round robin quarterbacks. Somehow they were right there on the cusp of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Do it early rather than late.
Yeah,
Do it in the
and
first 6 weeks of the season and see who's gonna catch it. And
yeah.
whoever catches fire, stick with them until they can't go no more.
Yeah, I feel like the benefit of having a Joe Flacco is like even if you move him to the bench and let's say you throw the rookies in there and they're struggling, if it comes to a big game where they're struggling and you need Joe Flacco to come in and get you a dub because it's an important game, he's somebody you could do that with, you know?
Yeah,
So I think that's beneficial for them. I think if they utilize the QB room properly, this season won't be a complete failure. But right now, it's not looking too good.
and I agree with that.
Yeah. Okay. UCLA fires their coach after a 0-3 start. How you feel about that?
Oh boy, look, I was, and UCLA. My question isn't why they fired their coach. My question is why was you involved in that mess that dissolved the Pac-12? Y'all wasn't that good.
Nope. You weren't that good. You had a few good seasons in 10 years, and that was not a sign for you to go and adjust everything and try to like follow suit. You guys were still figuring out things where you were.
And they tried to follow USC. Granted, USC's got a lot more money than y'all. So they can
Yeah.
take the lumps on the chin. And especially in an NIL era, it's USC we talking about.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. USC, when it comes to football, is UCLA's big brother.
Yeah.
Now, basketball, that's a different story. Historically, that's a different story.
I
But
I agree with that. I think and then when you think about it, USC has had, they've had a lot of top picks in recent years where UCLA hasn't necessarily had that. I think that's a sign of how the seasons have gone for these teams, in my opinion.
I wouldn't just say it's a sign of this, how I would say a sign of how seasons have gone. I would say it's a sign of their development and what coaches they
Yeah,
bring in to develop their good players. These good players don't pan out, which means you're not developing them right, or you just did not scout right. One of the two.
this is valid. You want to hear the teams that they lost to start 0 and 3?
Michigan State.
No, the first two, well, the first game they lost, it's understandable in my opinion. It's Utah versus UCLA. Utah won 43-10, right? And then UCLA lost to UNLV. They lost 23-30.
Oh, and then they lost to New Mexico.
Just this last week, they didn't just lose; they got smacked up like they was playing Utah again. It
Yeah, but
was
New
35 to
Mexico's
10.
been New Mexico's been challenging themselves and trying to assert themselves. And so New Mexico has a chance to be better than the UNLV team that did beat UCLA.
Yeah, I mean, how I feel about firing a college coach at the beginning of the season. I don't necessarily know how well it does your team because your season is kind of already on the downhill. You might as well finish off, with the person that you came into the season with. Like in the NFL is different. You get like a high quality of coach who's stepping in. Sometimes, you get the guy who was probably supposed to have a job anyway to step in, but like
Yeah.
or you have like a solid interim head coach. But in college, it's like who gonna step in? The guy that was just that was his. It's gonna be an interim head coach, but was he necessarily built to be a head coach, or is he just getting thrown into it? A lot of the interim head coaches in the NFL have aspirations to be the head coach of a team. You know?
Um, I was trying to think about who is the Who is the coach?
for UCLA.
Yeah, who's their
Their
assistant
assistant.
right now?
I don't know. I mean, Deshaun Foster, he didn't do too good.
So Tim Skipper
Yeah.
is the interim head coach. Let me take a look
How
at
long has
it.
he been there?
Tim Skipper was named interim head coach. Skipper previously served as special assistant to the head coach under Deshaun Foster earlier this season. Last season, Skipper became Fresno State's interim head coach and guided the Bulldogs to 6-7 record in a bowl game. Skipper was also the acting head coach for Fresno State at the 2023 New Mexico Bowl, which the Bulldogs won over New Mexico State.
I mean, I guess
His
he's
career head
50%
coaching
close to
record,
at least.
yeah, is 50%. He had stints as defensive coordinator at UNLV, an assistant head coach at CSU, Central Michigan, and Fresno State. He was running backs coach at your Gators in 2015 2016, and linebackers for Florida 2017 and 2018.
He's not that good then. No, I'm playing. I ain't
I don't know.
gonna.
I feel like
I'm
that was the
playing. Nah,
years
had some. Yeah,
that,
no, they had some decent players coming out of there around that time.
and so he might have had something to
But
do with that. So we'll have to wait and
yeah,
see. But he seems like a solid candidate to at least on paper promote.
yeah,
So,
he's stepping in after Deshaun Foster went 5-10 in 2 seasons.
oh my
So
gosh.
he has a 50% record. It's not. I mean, like it's better, but it's still not a winning record. So hopefully this is
Oh,
his turnaround moment.
hold on, bro. I got to jump on this one because that made me think about. Have you seen what Bill Belichick's got USC doing?
No, I didn't scope it after they got
Oh
smacked
my,
around. I didn't see it, bro. I was waiting on a big game. Let me see.
my gosh.
Let's see what they got going on over there in UNC. Okay, okay, I see. After they got smacked, they started. They didn't beat two teams like bad at a what not bad, but at a good pace. 41-6 on Richmond, 20-3 to Charlotte, and they got UCF coming up. That's gonna be a good game. That's gonna be a good
That's what
game.
I'm saying. And TCU now is ranked number 25 in the nation.
Okay, so that makes that loss a little bit less better. All
Yeah,
right.
because this team might be a top 15, top 6, top 10 team.
Yeah,
That was just a sleeper.
yeah, for sure. You see, Clemson's no longer ranked.
Oh yeah, after the bull crap they had this past weekend.
Yeah, yeah. Clemson's no longer ranked. That was a good
Oh,
game. That was a good game, but it should have never been that close if you're a Clemson. If you're a Clemson team. But Georgia Tech 3-0.
ranked number 18 in the country now.
Yeah, 3-0. Shoot.
And they on a, you know who they got this week, right?
I don't. Who they got? Who they got? Temple. They got Temple. I see. Okay. Okay. Cool. When's their next big game so we can see how
Oh,
serious they are?
they
Because they beat them, but okay. So they have a considering the team that they are, no, like very low expectations coming into the season. I say that their schedule is actually pretty decent. They're gonna play some teams who are of good caliber, not great caliber. So they got Temple, they have Wake Forest, they have Virginia Tech, Duke, Syracuse, NC State. Um, Boil it all down, they finish off going against Georgia. So depending on how they do,
they
this could be.
they might sneak into that ACC championship game
Yeah, yeah, it's
because as we
very
know
possible.
them non-conference losses don't affect your ACC championship ability. So if they
Right.
go undefeated and their only loss is to Georgia, who potentially could be the number 5 team, number 4 team in the country,
They, I think it's possible that they might sneak into the playoffs and be like you don't think they'll be a playoff team.
No, they got to go through Florida State and Miami.
You know what? I'm not gonna disrespect them. They're playing pretty good. These teams are playing pretty good. Hey, hey, we started off this season talking stuff a little bit about Florida State. Well, he did. I was talking about Miami. Both the teams is stepping. Hey, hey, shout out to them.
Hey,
Shout out to them.
you got a valid reason. You're a Miami hater because you're a Gator boy.
Yeah, yeah. You know, fuck. Forget the forget the Hurricanes. Okay,
But
but
speaking
Florida
of the Gator
State.
boy over here,
Yeah, that led perfectly into it. Savvy keeps losing bets. What the?
come
What
on
the
now,
heck,
BJ
bruh?
Legway,
Five
what is?
picks. Hey, bruh. When I turned it off, he had one pick. I had switched over to the fight. I think that was the same night. Yeah, switched over to the fight. Man had five of them, bruh. He
Oh,
had one of them. I looked at it. I seen you had sent me the text, right? I was like, I already know, but I went and looked at it. I was like, he threw five of them? Are you serious? But I've been talking about, bro, all season. I told you, bro, after that one pass where everybody's like, oh, look at the catch. I was like, that was a horrible throw. It was a horrible throw. Man. But you know what? Before we even move forward, let me get these push ups out the way.
you
I got
talking about for that
85 of
game?
them, don't I? I got 85 of them, don't I? It's whatever.
Yeah, you
It's
do,
whatever, dog.
man.
It's whatever.
Go
You got your
ahead.
solo segment set up or what?
Yeah, you know what I'm about to do, bruh.
Go ahead, do your thing. Do your thing. I'm gonna take this computer over here real quick. I'm gonna have to hook my light back up because I got some games for you to go over. But if you got your solo segment, go ahead, do you do.
So look, y'all, while Savvy over here doing these push-ups that he owe me, look, there's a lot of good games this weekend. As y'all saw, this Houston Texans game tonight, that was pretty good. That was a nice one. Down to the wire, man. And they just, Baker and the Bucks have a way to pull things off. And I like it. They did what they had to do to get a victory, which is the name of the game. Chiefs versus Eagles. Ooh, that one was pretty tough. It was tough. And then to watch the Bills and the Jets clash at that man, I don't know why that was a shootout. What the heck was going on? I couldn't watch that game. I was a little upset that I couldn't watch that game. But Josh Allen, I know you were struggling.
I got
You
10
came
more.
off the field with a little bit. Look, you could have cleaned it up a little bit. Justin Fields was a little injury, he's here and there. That obviously was a very physical football game, and we love physical football. So I'm not gonna knock it, but
There goes my 85. Fuck you.
yeah. But since Savvy over here done right, we're gonna jump back into away from football because he been taking L's recently.
Nah,
Let's jump
nah, nah,
into.
nah. Hold on. Nah, nah. I ain't got no bet this week, but I did want to point out these games. So Texas Tech versus Utah.
Woo.
I'm gonna say all three of them, and then I'm gonna go down how I feel like they'll go. So Texas Tech versus Utah, Illinois versus Indiana, and Auburn versus Oklahoma. I think Texas Tech and Utah haven't necessarily played anybody for them to be taken serious all the way. To be honest, all these games are like that. Hold on, let me get my breath. All right, to be honest, all these games are like that though. This is going to be a lot of these teams' first actual fight. So, how do you think they'll go? Because I don't. I think Utah is going to win that first game. I think I got Indiana over Illinois, and Oklahoma has actually been in some fights. Auburn has not. This is their first actual game, in my opinion. So I think Oklahoma going to take that.
Mm-hmm. I think Oklahoma's gonna have a tough fight with Auburn. They're gonna have a tough day. They got a dub off them last year. Uh, it's gonna be a
My
tough
son
one,
ain't
but
feeling
both of
good.
them are ranked this year. Auburn's 22, Oklahoma's number 11.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a dogfight that's gonna be interesting to see. Texas Tech and Utah. I think Texas Tech is gonna take that. I just I just think up front Texas Tech and their multi-million-dollar roster is gonna do what it has to do. In a game like that where it's two unproven teams. Now against a proven team, that multi-million-dollar roster doesn't matter. But against unproven teams, it matters. It really does. So I think that's what we got to key in on.
So you think Texas Tech gonna beat Utah? You stand on that?
Yes, yes,
All right. What about Illinois versus Indiana?
that can go either way. I think Indiana's going to take it, and it's purely going to be off of coaching. It's
Okay.
going to be a coaching battle, and I think Indiana has the edge in coaching over Illinois. Illinois might have the roster to compete this year, but I think coaching Indiana getting that rude awakening in the playoff last season is a step ahead in coaching.
I could stand with that. Uh, Auburn versus Oklahoma.
I'm taking. I'm taking Auburn.
Word?
Yeah, I'm taking Auburn.
I ain't gonna bet against that. I'm not gonna bet against that, but I do
What?
feel like I said I'm not gonna bet against that. But I feel like Oklahoma. I feel like Oklahoma gonna win that though. I do because they've actually been in some actual games. I don't know if Auburn's really ready for that.
But Auburn's waiting on it. That the Auburn team is waiting for a tested team to come to go into, and they're going to Oklahoma. They want that lick. I think it's going to be about who wants it more. I think Auburn's going to want it more.
Hey brother, give me 1 second.
Well, while Savvy does that, we're on intermission. Boo doo 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 doo. Segments with AJ. But yeah, I think there's a lot of things to look forward to in this college football season. There's some key matchups. I'm really looking forward to not this weekend, but the 27th. That'll be a real good matchup for me because I believe you got Florida State and Miami playing. So you got college next week is going to be even better than this week. So
That's You think so? Well, yes, college next week. You mean like after the games that I just said? Because those are the top games this week, in my opinion.
yeah, oh yeah. Because you have so actually let me go, let me find it. Let me find it here. Let me find it. Where is it at? Okay, week 5. You got USC, Illinois week 5. Auburn, Texas A&M, LSU, Ole Miss, Indiana, Iowa, Tennessee, Mississippi State, Arizona, Iowa State, Oregon, Penn State,
It's gonna be a little
Alabama,
loaded.
Georgia.
You know what else you got next week? Central versus Hinkley. Oh yeah, that's what else is next week. Yeah.
Yeah.
We ready for that. Ready for that.
You
Shoot,
just
I
want to
got
see me
some.
do push-ups because
I
you
got
had to
some
do it two
special
weeks in a
stuff.
row.
It's not even just that, bro. It's not even just that. I got some special stuff. I'm gonna invite one of my former teammates up, and I want you to go find someone as well. I ain't gonna just bombard you with somebody. You know what I mean? So I want you to go ahead. If you could find a teammate to get on the stream, that would be dope. Let's go ahead and have us you know what I'm saying, a rivalry podcast episode. You know, it ain't got to be the whole episode. I want them to come in for a good like 5-10 minutes. We go, everybody get to talk their stuff real quick, and then we move on.
All right, I'll see what I can do. I'll see
Yeah,
what I can do. I'll put the feelers out there
yeah.
to my T Bird alumni.
Boo. No, I'm playing. I'm not a Central
T
alumni, so I
Bird,
can't even say that.
T
I'm not.
Birds.
I can't even do all that. But you know what I'm saying? I got some people. I got somebody that's he wants to get on here, and I want him to get on here. So yeah, let's do it.
Shoot,
He been
I,
following the pod. I'm like, yeah, let's go ahead. We're like, let's get you on there, bro.
it better not be our boy, little brother.
Oh no, 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 no. It's gonna be
I
somebody.
mean,
He went to
that
school
that
with us though.
that would make it interesting. You bring him on because he coaching at Central right now too.
Who?
What you
Word?
mean who? Yeah,
I ain't know that.
yeah.
I ain't know that. All
Yeah, give me
right.
that little ring.
We'll see about it. We'll have to see about it. Shoot.
So,
But all
but
right, let's. I wanted to get because you know what I realized the fans love. They love when we talk about the NFL because nobody talks about it the way that we do. All right, nobody talks about it the way that we do. So let's
hot
go ahead and
take
get into these.
alert.
Yeah, let's get into these matchups here because there's some interesting games coming up. Oh, I see the Chargers beating the Raiders right now too.
Of course,
It's 10-3. It's 10-3. What quarter is it?
it should be the. Uh,
Second quarter, 10-3. All
so,
right.
what matchups you looking at, man?
Well, first I'm gonna go ahead. I gotta start off with your team every time because you here. So, Rams versus the Eagles. Now, last time we had that conversation, we talked about how serious it could get on that field for them play during that playoff game, and it got there. So like, do you feel
And
like
it's go
you're?
get there again.
Yeah, that's what that's what I was about to say. Do you feel like you're en route for a dramatic weekend?
Yes. There could be based off of how we banged with the Cowboys and Jalen Carter's attitude. Jared Verse gonna be talking that stuff.
Yeah, let me go ahead and say
He's
the
gonna be
team
talking
names
that
because I
good
didn't
stuff.
say it. The Eagles versus the Rams.
Jared Verse gonna be talking that stuff. We gonna have to back it up. That run game gonna have to come with the force.
Hmm.
They gonna be bringing a pass rush. Jalen gonna have to be on point. I'm gonna need AJ Brown going right at him, and then we got to deal with Puka.
Yeah, you got to deal with Devontae.
Bleed, bleed. Oh man,
Yeah.
look. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is shaping out to be a rivalry for the ages, man. And the Eagles got a loaded schedule all season long of just thumpers, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be serious. It's gonna be real over
But
there in
it's
Philly.
gonna be real. Right now, I would love to say I'm always gonna take my team,
Yeah,
but
as
this is the team
expected.
most likely gonna beat us. This month of
Don't be.
September, this is the team that's most likely gonna beat us.
So, am I hearing you say this will not be the week Saquon Barkley rushes for 100 yards?
He either does or we lose.
I think if he does, y'all will lose.
Nah, if he does, the pass game starts clicking off. It opens up too much.
All right. I'm not gonna say too much. I'm gonna stand on what I just said. I
All
feel
right, well,
like
you got
if
the
he rushes
recording.
for 100 yards, y'all gonna lose.
Hey, we'll wait
Even
and
though
see.
even though usually that opens up y'all's offense, he just hasn't done it yet. And it's been a good winning recipe for y'all. So I feel like his random explosion may come with a L, unfortunately. But it'd still be a good
Yeah.
sign for y'all moving forward.
Okay, let's move on
Okay.
to another game.
Yeah, I got you.
Broncos Chargers.
After watching the Broncos these last couple weeks, I feel like I can stand on the fact that I said this was not going to be that good of a team. I think Sean Payton's offensive scheme is not it's not healthy for the type of players that he thinks he's good at utilizing. Going to get a RJ Harvey and expecting your offense to improve was just a very interesting move to me. And it's not that RJ Harvey isn't good. It's that Sean Payton doesn't necessarily know how to utilize his skills. And one, RJ Harvey he's similar to a Taysom Hill, right? But he's not a Taysom Hill. He needs to actually get multiple carries for him to pick up. He's a guy that actually absolutely needs the ball, and that defense has been good. But this last weekend, I feel like they had some struggle moments, but they lost due to a penalty, crazy penalty.
Well, I mean, I would agree, but argue some points for you on that.
What you got?
I think that Sean Payton using R.J. Harvey like a Taysom Hill is a losing formula.
Yeah, I
Just
agree.
out, just outright, but not for the reasons you said. The Saints have not been good since they've been using that formula.
I agree.
And so you have to change something up. You have to give Bo Nix a legit running back, and
Hmm.
RJ Harvey can do that. But I think
He has to
low
be more
key,
traditional with it.
you need to start a true two back system with J.K. Dobbins and RJ Harvey.
Yes, bro. Line up in the
Lean on
shotgun
them.
with both of them. With both of them, where the defense doesn't know who's getting the ball or what's coming next. I feel like all his offensive run schemes is just predictable, and it causes problems for Bo Nix because even though no matter how good he is, he's like he's running into defenses knowing what's going to happen.
I think that something they have to do as a team is they have to low key kind of adopt that system from the Falcons early on with Matt Ryan, Devontae Freeman, and that group. Because who was the other
Yes.
running back for that? He was fast, powerful,
Uh,
and they ran a
shit.
lot of two back with the
Ah.
Julio, and they have
It was Devontae Freeman, and it wasn't Michael Turner at the time, or was it?
it was right. It was right after Michael Turner.
Let's see.
He might have still even been on the roster.
What year was that? 2017? 20. Well, let's go
I say
2016.
15.
15.
Yeah, 15, 16.
Tevin Coleman. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, Tevin
Yes.
Coleman.
Yes. That's facts. Yes. That's a solid way to approach that system.
Because they ran a lot of they had the ability to run a lot of stuff from a two back system where one of them is blocking, one of them is going out for routes, or both of them is going out for routes, things like that confused the defense. And they relied heavily on Julio as their main passing target. And that allowed him to get open by utilizing the quality running backs that they had with a good quarterback that knew how to keep a level head and dice up the defense, which reminds me of Bo Nix.
I agree with that. Now, I do want to point out J.K. Dobbins did have a better week this past weekend. He did have a better week. He rushed for 76 yards. 76 yards and a touchdown, averaging 5.4 a carry.
He got more in him.
Yeah, for sure. And I think if you were to if you're to implement RJ Harvey the right way, that those stats will increase because I mean the week before RJ Harvey went six carries, 70 yards. You know, it looks cool. It looks cool, but I just for consistency purposes, I don't think that the way that they utilize them will work. I think that
Yeah,
they gotta adjust that.
and I think one other thing, right, that they gotta really lock into is just staying consistent. But enough about the hometown team with the Broncos. I talk about them
Ravens
too
versus
much,
the
man.
Lions.
Man, no, we're not gonna get there yet. That's the Monday night game yet, bro. We're
All
not gonna
right,
get there.
all
We
right,
gotta save
what you
that for
got?
last. Cowboys, Bears,
This
two
is
very
cool.
similar teams.
You think the Cowboys are similar to the Bears?
Yes, they like to screw themselves over.
All right. So who you got coming out on top over there?
um, I'm gonna have to say in the battle of veteran versus sophomore, Dak takes it because he knows what he's doing more.
Yeah,
But the Bears are gonna, I feel like, might put up a fight that week because Dallas likes to lose to mediocre teams.
yeah. Um, I think this might be the week that the Bears make up for their blunder versus Minnesota. I
The
think it
blunder
might
versus
be,
Minnesota.
yeah, where they let Minnesota come back and beat them. I didn't expect them to beat the Lions, you know what I'm saying? But I think this is their time. This is their second home game. I think this is where they step up and actually get their first dub of the season.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. And then my other game is the 49ers Cardinals.
You know, the Cardinals have been looking not too bad.
They just are finding ways to get it done in the most weird way.
Yeah. Yeah, but
But
they've played makes me still question, them as a
we're
total
also
team, total
talking
package.
about a Mac Jones led 49ers.
Yeah, I missed it. What happened to Brock Purdy?
He got hurt last
What
week, man.
happened? What happened?
What did he had? I think it was was it a wrist? No, what was it? An ankle?
Shoot, Joe Burrow got hurt too.
No. So Brock Purdy didn't play this week at all. It was Mac Jones that won
Ah,
the game this week.
is that right? Wow. Well, hey, Mac Jones. I've always liked Mac Jones. I ain't gonna lie. He wasn't the best, not the most consistent, but he's one of them quarterbacks that I feel like I could root for
So
occasionally.
so he's got a very similar issue to Joe Burrow with the toe injury, as well as an issue with his non-throwing shoulder.
Man, it's just when I see stuff like this, and I realize this is the quarterback that they picked. He keeps on getting kind of banged up a little. I think I always look at the 49ers nowadays like they may have a curse over them. Like I don't I don't know. They may have a QB curse. Everybody talks about the Commanders, well, the formerly known Redskins, as the team to have quarterback issues, but I feel like the 49ers always run into something every time they have a promising quarterback in the backfield.
Um, I can somewhat agree with that. I just think it's because they don't actually they ask their quarterbacks to do a lot of unconventional things.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
You okay. The game that I'm really, I'm wondering what you think, because uh, I keep on talking about the Texans. First I bet against them, or first I said they was gonna lose, and then I bet for them, like, oh, they'll win this week, and I took that L. Man, all the games that we bet on were like, it was right there, bruh. They were right there. But the Texans versus the Jaguars, I feel like will be a solid game. Did you see? Did you see Travis Hunter's pass breakup? That was a pass interference.
did you hear about
I
Hunter's
did not.
injury?
I did not. What happened? Oh man. Oh man. I missed out on all the injuries. Here we go with Travis Hunter's injury. All the people are talking, I'm sure. Uh, how you feel about that play though? How you feel about that play, man?
Uh, I expect things like that from him. He's gonna ball out with everything he's got. But like I said, he's my issue with Travis is not whether he's going to be a good player. The issue is how long is he's going to be a good player.
Yeah, he putting his body on the line more than everybody else.
Exactly.
Shoot, I don't know, man. I'm rooting for him. I feel like he has great skill set, and it might not be this year where you see everything in flow for him. But
Yeah.
I feel like it's on the way. I think he's shown signs that he's able to do it in this league, where he's able to play both sides of the ball.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but but as far as it being like a splendid rookie season, probably not.
No, he's
Probably
got to
not.
adjust.
Yeah. Now back to the game. The Lions versus the Ravens. Clearly the game of the week. Who you got?
Oh, the Ravens about to put the heart on them boys.
You think so?
Yes, the Lions have a tendency to do very stupid things in big games or very good things in big games. I think that this one, after blowing out the Bears, they're 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 gonna let the foot off the gas pedal and might get blown out themselves.
Yeah, it's possible. But then you got to think about the Ravens just blew out the Browns. So who's to say they don't come out and, wet the bed?
I personally, I would say from an offensive standpoint, the the Browns defense is more of a problem than the Bears defense.
Okay. I'll give you that.
And so I feel like that would be a harder prep for a Lamar. He's got Miles Garrett chasing after him all the game, got to double
Denzel
team
Ward
him.
over there.
He ain't got nowhere to throw because that secondary
Yeah.
may not be amazing, but they're solid. They're extremely solid.
Yeah. And
Whereas
Derrick Henry got to
Chicago,
rest his legs.
yeah, and Derrick Henry's going to be called upon to run against this Lions defense.
Mhm.
And I think he's going to run some dudes over.
When you say it like that, it sounds funny. I think he's gonna run some dudes over. I mean, it's
I
just.
think you might you this is the game where you see one of his iconic, oh, that stiff arm.
I mean, we seen that
Oh,
in the first week.
yeah, and then he rested. You don't think
No,
you're going to
he
see it
was
again?
still. I don't. You right. I don't know. We'll see, man. We'll see. I think it's gonna be a great game. I think that Lions defense is not they not superb, but they good over there. And I know there's somebody over there that's waiting to catch him.
Yeah, and that's fine. And then I
Who am I
think the
talking about?
Ravens shush.
Nah, 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 nah. Who
I
am I
believe, aren't
talking
you
about?
talking about what's his name? Kirby Joseph or whatever?
No.
Who?
Yes. Yeah, I believe that might be him. That might be him.
I think I might have said his name wrong. You know, I'm notorious for saying names wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, that might be him. I know that well, Delpit said they was gonna stop Derrick Henry, and they did, but it wasn't like they didn't stop that passing game, so it didn't really
Exactly.
matter. It didn't really matter too much. How you feel about before we get up out of here? Because we went through the games that matter. Well, yeah, we went through the games that matter. How you feel about DeAndre Hopkins stepping in there these past 2 weeks and he gets like spectacular catches? Is
It's
this
DeAndre
like
Hopkins.
but everybody tried to act like he was washed. I don't understand where that came from. Where did that narrative come from that D Hop was washed? He gets out there at this age and he's cooking the DBs with much fresher legs, and but they
Whoa,
trying
whoa,
to act
whoa,
like
whoa, whoa! Don't, no, 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 no. He's not cooking them with fresher legs. He's cooking them with know-how, which is
no,
what makes a
no.
good
I'm saying
receiver.
they have fresher legs. I'm saying they have fresher legs than he does.
Fresh legs can't beat. Bop, bop. Oh, you
Yeah, that
failed.
that route running,
That
that route running.
route running is a timeless skill, and you can ask Jerry Rice. That's why he continued to be great for so long. When you have
Yeah.
good route running and good hands, you can stay for as long as you need
But
to.
he's not even scoring where he's running crazy routes, bro. It's a fade route. Lamar finally got somebody. This is what I've been talking about for years. He finally has somebody he can just step back in the pocket and throw that fade route to.
He has Zay Flowers where he could dink and dunk, and Zay Flowers gets all those yards after catch, or he can, find them across the middle for a big play. But now he finally has somebody he could just, in the red zone, be like, I have this guy out here. And that's not even having Isaiah Likely back yet or properly utilizing Mark Andrews. I still haven't seen it.
Well, you got to chalk that up to look. He knows how to score. That
Hmm.
is there's a lot of receivers that don't know how to red zone score. D Hop was asked to do that and carry a whole team for like almost a decade.
Two teams. Two
No, no,
teams.
no, I'm not counting that team.
You got to count the Cardinals because
I'm not. I'm not
the
counting that
because when he wasn't in, they played trash. When he was in, Kyler Murray looked like that guy. Let's be real here.
that's not carrying a team because they were still
It
garbage.
is though. No, they weren't though. They weren't because they actually made it to the playoffs. Like this is what I'm trying
When
to. They made it to the playoffs with D Hop. Watch, did the Cardinals? Yes, the Arizona Cardinals made the playoffs with DeAndre Hopkins in 2021. However, Hopkins missed the final 7 regular season games and the team's only playoff game due to injuries. Okay,
man,
you're
yeah, he
right.
wasn't
You're right.
there for
You're
that.
right. You're
He
right.
carried them to a good enough spot that they got in. That was
You're
it.
right. You're right.
But
That's valid.
D Hop, when he was with Houston, oh my god!
Hmm. Problem.
And a lot of it, and a lot of people underrate. To me, D Hop's game is very similar. It's actually a cross between a Larry Fitz and a Julio
Yeah.
because he's got he. They're bigger receivers. DeAndre Hopkins is not a little receiver.
No.
People seem to always forget that like he's big. He's
He's.
a
I mean,
big bodied
he's six
receiver.
one. Six
That's
one.
big. He's
It's
six
not
one.
that.
What 205?
210. Yeah. Yeah. You're right.
That's a
Like
that's
that's a
he's the
solid. That's a
same size.
solid body.
He's the same size as AJ Brown, and everybody says AJ Brown is a big receiver.
Yeah. But AJ Brown's like stocky.
And you're telling me that the guy that looks lean doing it
he
is not actually bigger,
is. He is for
which
sure.
means he could hold if he wanted to be a freaking
He could be
linebacker. He
230
could.
for sure. He could probably be 230 if he really got decided to get Aki.
But he also got big boy hands. He got
That
massive
man's hands
mitts.
is like.
And so
Yeah.
he's got these mitts that are perfect to make him a red zone threat because he's the same guy he's going to reach for it. A lot of these younger guys and these newer guys that are trying to be red zone threats don't make the extra effort for the ball. D Hop has always made the extra effort when he knows the quarterback's going to throw it.
Yeah.
And
That's
Lamar
true.
will throw that mug. He might throw it late, but he gonna throw it.
He's definitely gonna throw it, and he hasn't, and he's been on point with D Hop. That's the solid part. On point with him. I like that. Okay, now before I get into this week's history highlight, I want to ask you this question real quick. Who will be the first undefeated team? Well, we haven't seen who wins tonight between the Raiders and the Chargers. But either way, one of those teams will walk away undefeated. Who will be the first undefeated team to lose, and who will be the last undefeated team standing? So right now we have 2-0 Los Angeles Rams. We have 2-0 Arizona Cardinals, 2-0 San Francisco 49ers, the Buccaneers, the Packers, the Eagles. Uh, it's gonna be either the Chargers or the Raiders. Colts, Bengals, Bills. So let's go ahead and just do AFC first. Colts, Bengals, Bills. Who you got?
In the AFC?
Yeah, so far. Who you think gonna be the first one of them to lose and the first one and the last one of them standing?
Who's up right now in this game right now?
Let's check. Uh, Chargers 10-6.
The Chargers will be the last one standing.
Chargers be the last one standing.
Uh-huh.
Okay, you think so? You think the Bills gonna lose? When? You think the Bills gonna lose? Let's see.
The Bills gonna lose to some weird team.
They play next. They play the Dolphins. That sounds on cue for what you just said.
That sounds like a trap game.
Yeah, that sounds on cue.
Josh
Okay.
Allen's gonna go nuts, and that's gonna be finally the game that the Dolphins offense clicks.
I don't know. I think the Bengals will lose. I think the Bengals will be the team to lose first. But no, well the what's called the Bills play first.
In the NFC,
hmm
I'm going on
You
my team.
you think your team's gonna be the first one
No,
to lose or the last team undefeated?
we. I think we could be the last team undefeated.
I have the Packers in that.
That's fine. I hope that when I believe we play them.
Yeah, but not this week.
I I think we're gonna win this week.
I don't. I don't. Okay. No, look, go ahead and stand on that. We gonna talk on
uh,
Monday. On
before
Monday.
before you do this, right?
Mhm.
I got my left guard for you,
Go ahead, bring it. What you got?
Larry Allen.
Mm, mm. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Look, man, your offensive line is very superb. I did not do my research. I will do my research. I come back on Monday with the offensive line prepped up.
Yep, sure. I
Deal.
got you.
Deal. I got offensive line prepped up. Okay, but for us to, on the last note, we got our history highlight this week. We got Larry Sonka, Hall of Fame running back, fullback. He attended Syracuse University.
University.
He was a definite power back. He stood at
Oh
6'3",
yes.
230 pounds, and was an overall bruiser. He rushed for the then school record, 2,934 yards. He had 100 yards in 14 games in that season. Averaged a
Wasn't he
solid.
before Jim Brown?
No, he was after. He was out. He came after Jim, Ernie, and Floyd Little.
Oh.
Yeah, if I remember correct. Let me make sure I got my dates right. Let me make sure. Larry Sonka. See, Larry Sonka, Syracuse years. He played at Syracuse. Let's see, 65 to 67. Floyd Little might have been after him. Nope, Floyd
Yeah.
Little played. He got drafted in 67. So they probably was there together from the sounds of things. Yeah, 64 to 66, Floyd Little went there, 64, 66. All right, back to Larry Sonka. Uh, he again standing at 6'3", 230. He was a bruiser. He rushed for the then record 2,934 yards. He had 100 yards in 14 games, averaging a solid 4.9 yards per carry. He played for the Miami Dolphins. He still is their reigning rushing king with the franchise record of 6,737 yards. And he also played for the New York Giants, where he had 3 mid-seasons. Uh, they weren't giving him the
Whoa,
ball
whoa,
that
whoa.
much. They weren't giving him the
Yeah,
ball
yeah,
that much. Before
but he was
before he
also
returned, go ahead.
a member of the undefeated, perfect
Dolphins.
season
Yes,
Miami
indeed.
Dolphins.
Yes, indeed, he was. I was getting there. I was getting
Ooh.
there. Yeah, he was a part of that squad. All right. Now he returned back to Miami after his 3 mid seasons in New York, and he had a a total carry, I believe, of 220 yards or 220 carries that season. But in two seasons with in two seasons or in 3 seasons with the Giants, he had a combine of those last 2 seasons of only 4 carries more than that one season he had with the Dolphins to finish his career. Yeah, so 2 of those 3 seasons, they was not giving him the ball like that. Very crazy.
Yeah.
And he had more yards. That season, he finished with 11. He had 11 seasons, 2 Super Bowls. He was a Super Bowl MVP, 8,000 yards, 64 touchdowns, 820 receiving yards off 106 catches. Oh, I didn't say the carries. He had 1,891 carries for that 8,000 yards. He had 4 receiving touchdowns, and he was a 1987 Hall of Fame inductee. Random fact about Larry Sonka. This is insane. The man broke his nose 12 times.
What what'd he do? Just ram his face into the defender?
I like had to. He was
Just,
just, like,
just yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
he hated himself for the love of the
I think
game.
he, I think he hated everybody else.
For the love of the game.
I think he hated everybody else.
My goodness. His head still hurt. Wait, is he still alive? I didn't even check that. Larry
Uh,
Sonka. Yes, he's still alive at 78 years old. His head still hurts. For his birthday, which is Christmas, he asked for migraine medicine. Um, yeah, but that right there is our Hall of Fame highlight, and it also is our Snooze Alert episode this week. We are extremely grateful. Yeah, Snooze
Snooze
Alert
alert.
Podcast. Yeah, game knows
Game
game.
knows game. Jinx.
We are extremely
Ah!
appreciative. We are extremely appreciative for everybody that supports us. Thank you for tuning in every Monday. We will be back next Monday with a great episode. You
Special
know, it's
guests and
it's
all.
rivalry week,
Rivalry
baby.
week. Hey,
Yeah,
you know how I'm rocking. Look, 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 look,
yeah.
look,
I'm wearing all green
look.
next episode.
You wear
He
all
about to pull
green.
out some bull crap.
Yeah.
Boo! No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. You know what's crazy, bro? In this space, it's like you my dog, so I want you to succeed, but I can't stand with you in this battle. Like, like I can't
Yeah,
stand
but
with you.
you standing against me gonna make me stronger.
That's all, and that's good. I'm glad I'm a worthy opponent for you to play, for you to bring your best. You know what I
That's why you was
mean?
the only part of the only central team to get a dub off us while I was there.
This is valid. This is valid talks. This is valid talks. I was probably the only team that beat you while you played there. Yeah,
You
yeah,
were.
that was ridiculous. When they told me how many seasons in a row they lost to y'all, I was just like,
Hey, now we done did the same. It done flipped
yeah, facts.
because we running on about 7.
Yeah, things ain't different this year. Things ain't different this year. Yeah, yeah.
Sure,
L
whatever.
is
What
on
you
your
do?
way, brother.
Yeah, whatever, whatever. I need to go look up. I need to go look up the all-time stat. I know they got it somewhere.
Man, hey, you find that, and we'll talk about it on Monday.
Yup.
Again, thank you to everybody